Hey, welcome back to the Spectra Creative Channel with me, your host, Scott ToyGuru Neitlich. I have worked in the toy industry for almost 25 years, but I'm also a collector, and I'm also a parent. And all of those things, I can talk today, give me a unique perspective. And I'm going to hopefully use that perspective today to shed a little insight on the difference between toy stores and toy aisles, meaning, Toys R Us was a toy store and Walmart has a toy aisle. Because there are fundamental differences that affect how people buy toys, affect which toys are skewed, are available on the shelf, and all trickling back to which toys are produced, especially as, it's sad to say it, we have fewer and fewer dedicated toy stores in the world today. So let's talk about toy stores briefly, as they are kind of slowly going extinct. What's a toy store sell? Well, obviously toys, right? I mean, a toy store, a store that's dedicated for toys, like Toys R Us and Child's World and FAO Schwartz and Tom's Toys and Play Boat and all these stores that probably haven't heard of anymore because they're existing less and less. They're designed to sell one type of product. Big box stores, be it your Walmart, your Big Lots, your Target, your Meijer, your Fred Meyer, they're designed to sell a lot of things. They are honestly designed to sell scented candles. These are one of the highest selling items that big box stores sell, surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly. They exist to supply household goods. They do a lot of business with paper products. Paper towels, tissues, toilet paper, that type of thing. This is really what these big box stores do, and what brings people into them week on week. Looking at the layout, you'll see they have a vast selection of aisles and departments meant to offer items for whatever your weekly need is, whether it's gardening or office or clothing or groceries, etc., etc. And of course, way down here, they do, of course, have a toy department. And as collectors, I'm guessing mostly this channel is being viewed by adult toy collectors. I mean, this is our nirvana, right? This is why we go. So, for the most part, for people who are going to the toy aisle that are not us and are not adult collectors, why are they going to this aisle? Why are they buying toys? And this is really key. And it's something that I think a lot goes over a lot of not just customers' heads, but even a lot of the toy companies. Now, 80% of toy sales in this aisle of this big box store are to kids, meaning parents, grandparents, gift givers, that type of thing. Collectors do have their own space. Both Walmart and Target have created what's kind of known as the collector wall, which is behind the electronics. You kind of make your way through the iPads and the TVs, and you'll see a space just for collectors. But for the regular toy aisle that has to appeal to 80% kids and gift givers, the question is why? Why do these people buy toys? And that is extremely important, especially when looking at what's produced and what's produced at what price point. So let's look at some quickies. Obviously, we know as adult collectors, we go to the toy aisle because we want to amass. We want to collect them all. We want a feeling of accomplishment and filling out our collection and displaying our collection. It makes us feel good. For the most part, though, your casual shopper who's in the store, they're buying a birthday present. And not necessarily a birthday present for their child. Most likely, they're buying a birthday present for their child's friend, a friend's birthday. Of course, there's also holiday gifts as well. But same thing, while they're going to be buying gifts for their child, or if they have a child, most likely it's for someone else's child. Could be an aunt, could be a friend. Another big reason for purchasing a toy product for a child, a reward. Maybe they did something great. Maybe they got an A at school. Maybe they, conquered a fear or lost a tooth or went to the dentist for the first time. Things like that. Reward is also a reason for buying toys. But you know what the biggest reason for buying toys in a big box store is? It's called, and this is kind of what the industry calls it, the shut me up gift. The shut-me-up gift? What are you talking about, Scott? Well, when you have your kid with you and you're shopping and you've got to pick out clothes and apples and scented candles and all of that stuff, how do you get the child to behave for an hour while you're in a big box store? Well, you find them a $5 toy. And that, my friends, is what's called the shut-me-up gift. It's literally designed as a product the parents are going to go to the toy aisle to get the child to behave for the hour that they're in that store. It's worth $5 to distract the child. And this is the majority of purchases done in big box stores are these $5 and under. Every time you come to visit, you're going to buy this type of gift. Next time you're there, take a look. You'll look and you see how many toys are like this and in this price range. And of course, the other big reason for gift givers buying toys, I don't want to leave out, is family fun time. Parents will buy toys so that they can create an activity that the family can do together, whether that's a building toy or a science toy, some kind of kit, or family game night. Obviously, another big reason to buy a product to play together. So between basically birthdays, friends' birthdays, holidays, rewards, and family game night, this covers really the majority of toy purchases in the toy aisle in a big box store. So let's talk about something that we look at as made for collectors, right? Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, DC Universe Classics, although obviously that's now with McFarlane, but let's just, for sake of argument, since that's a line I worked on. So these are 6-inch, highly articulated action figures that we very much see as designed for display for us. That's why they come with all these alternate hands and heads and parts and things that make them cool to display. And what's going on with these? Well, it all comes down to a formula. So any toy that is sold in big box is put there based on a specific formula that shows they're going to sell 1 unit per week. That's what it's going to do. So when you have a case pack of 6 action figures, like Marvel Legends sometimes does, or 8 action figures, like Black Series, or even Marvel Legends, that means that you now have, you meaning the owner of said big box store, the manager, you have 6 weeks of product. This one case pack that has 6 action figures is mathematically designed to last for a month and a half, for 6 weeks. This one single case pack, if it's got 8 figures, you're talking about 8 weeks, 2 months. So one case pack should last you for approximately 8 months, based on the behavior of most toy purchasers, which are buying for gifts, for rewards, for family game night, or those $5 toys to keep a kid in line. So here is the key point, and this also addresses peg warmers and empty pegs. And so that's why I want to draw attention to this, because it's kind of the core of the whole argument, and I think we'll answer a lot of questions. An adult collector comes in, and they have a unique buying pattern. They're not buying for a birthday gift for a kid, they're buying for themselves, and they will buy the entire case pack. So that means 6 to 8 weeks worth of product is gone in an instant. One single collector can clean out the pegs, and they're gone. They are a different type of consumer, and they're not the consumer that big box stores with a toy aisle are designed for. That's what toy stores are for. Big box stores are designed to sell 1 unit of any item, be it a Marvel Legends or those Titan series figures. For each SKU, each peg is designed to sell 1 unit per week. So, I mean, even you see you've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pegs of Marvel Legends, 7 pegs of Marvel Legends. So that's 7 per week, 1 per peg. And, a kid comes in and he sees, oh, Deadpool, Wolverine, guy in a cool Mexican wrestling mask. The reason these figures are peg warming is because they're meant for kids. Kids are going to see these and be like, cool, Wolverine. A collector's going to come in and he sees a fresh case pack out. He or she is going to buy the entire case pack. So that throws off the whole 1 per peg per week formula. Every other item in every other aisle works for this. So, you go down the tool aisle and big box stores expect the same thing. They expect to sell 1 screwdriver on that peg, or a wrench, 1 wrench per week, per peg. There's rarely someone's going to come in when a fresh case pack of screwdrivers is put out and they're going to buy the entire case pack. That doesn't really happen unless it's a guy, starting his own construction company. So that factor and that, I guess that buying habit, that is why when you don't have a toy store anymore, like an FAO Schwartz here, that is dedicated to selling toys, that is dedicated to catering to people with those buying habits that I listed out before, and that includes collectors. When you now transfer the toy purchase to a big box store, which is under that 1 unit per week per peg formula, and you get that one collector or scalper who comes in and buys every figure, throws off the formula, and it results in peg warmers. Now, one last kind of way to wrap up this video, Walgreens in recent years has become kind of a collector hotspot. Their toy aisle has expanded, but they're still a big box store. They're just a small big box store. They've got one on every corner, but more or less they also have departments, grocery, drug. They do have toys. Now, Hasbro just wrapped up their PulseCon, which was their kind of version of San Diego Comic-Con with coronavirus coming and shutting that down. And they revealed a whole bunch of Marvel Legends, including a Walgreens Silver Surfer. Now, if you go to Walgreens right now, and it's September 2020, you'll see that in their seasonal aisle, they actually have SKUs for Marvel Legends for, the holidays, which I thought was really cool. You can see Moon Knight, who's an exclusive, hanging there on his own dedicated peg. But there's 2 pegs next to him, also for Marvel Legends. One is for the Silver Centurion Iron Man, that's also just hitting, just not at this Walgreens. But the other one I noticed when I went there the other day is for a Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Eternals figure, which I was paying attention to Hasbro PulseCon and I did not hear this figure announced at all. They announced a Silver Surfer figure. Does that count as an Eternals figure? I don't know. I don't think Norrin Radd is a Eternals character. Maybe he is. Things change. Obviously, coronavirus in 2020 has thrown off the release dates and the distribution of movies, or, sort of industry-wide. And, like Black Widow toys have come and gone, and there's been no movie. So, are we going to get this Eternals Marvel Legends figure? I don't know. But if so, it's going to be at a big box store, or a little box store, as Walgreens is. Toy stores, unfortunately, are just not as big anymore. I hope this video answered some questions about the difference between toy store and big box buying habits and why people buy toys that aren't adult collectors. If you have questions, leave them below, and I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.